But you look at this. Is there anything about this fight that seems problematic or troubling? Hey, welcome back to the channel. All right, it's time for War 7 of the season. Yes, I did get out War 8. I had my rank through Kushala, boss solo, and so much awesomeness out of MCoC. But in there, I did mention, look, War 7 was also phenomenal up against KenOB, another Masters Alliance. It's cool to see them back, just seeing that name. If you've been playing this game long enough, you know what I'm talking about. KenOB, like they were the kings of war for a very, very long time. But in there, I mentioned Iron Man. Yes, OG Iron Man. I was slow to warm up to this guy, but once I did, and then I took him to rank 5, and then now he is massively underrated. Now, I do all those tier lists, which means he's obviously accurately rated on there, but I can tell so much of the community does not realize how amazing he is. And we're going to talk about it here. He's going to take 3 fights plus my ascended absorbing man, my recently absorbing man. So excited about that. So let's jump straight to this. So I've even gotten comments saying that, you know, Iron Man, Bay, you've got him too high rated because he doesn't have any immunities. And look, I get it. No one can pay attention to every single champion. No shame, no shade is intended from this. What I do want to point out, though, is he's very much has immunities when he's got his armors ups, which are immune to nullify. It's some tricky wording there, so you might want to test it out. But it is personal armor ups increase critical resistance and cannot be removed by nullify effects. Okay, cool. Their ability actually can only be modified by cosmic, so I think that would be like a neutralize or something. But when he's got them, he is immune to cold snap, frostbite. You're like, there's not a ton of that, and incinerate, which makes him a tremendous bishop counter and can take nodes like this, right? This hazard shift with the incinerate. So the poison's up. And I really shouldn't head into it because I would get poisoned. But Bishop's got this like steady release or whatever. I can't remember the names of all Bishop's various mechanics there. But we're totally fine. It did not matter. It did not phase Iron Man in any way, shape, or form. And then he's getting these armor ups, which increases attack rating by at rank 5 as a 6-star 428. And so you're kind of seeing this here. And this is part of why I like him so much, right? When I first saw Iron Man's kit, I was like, there's too much stuff. I don't like the extra stuff that doesn't seem to be for what he's designed for. And I felt like he was designed for taking out mutants with prowess. But in a way, I feel like they really turned off or did not do what concerns me so much about Iron Doom, and why I don't like Iron Doom so much is it felt like so much of his power budget went into beating Bishop that he's then kind of hard to use elsewhere. But you look at this. Is there anything about this fight that seems problematic or troubling? No, I am playing it extremely safely. I got to my 12 armor ups. I threw the SP2 to turn into the arc reactor, got significant attack rating. Then I threw my SP1s to get the armor breaks. That was a 7-star, I believe, rank 2 Bishop, and we got him down in a minute 12 when I was not able to even hit him because of hazard shift for about half of the fight. There's going to be more. I'm going to continue talking about it, but right now, my recently ascended Absorbing Man taking the stage. It's been a bit since I've used Absorbing Man in War, and he's come along with one of his favorite travel partners here in Immortal Abomination, which will allow his forms, I think, to last a little bit longer, if I remember correctly, which is obviously really nice. But in a fight like this, it's really not necessary, that part of it, because he's going to be continuously triggering his immunities, right? We're going to, I think, take the magma, if I remember. Yeah, there we go. Which will allow us just to hit Korg, right? Because it's energy damage, so we don't need to worry about Korg's rock stacks and any damage back or anything like that. We still have the purify, so if we parry, he could purify that. So make sure you keep that in mind. But this is part of why Absorbing Man 1, I just love the absolute utility, but that also the really nice damage and different ways to take a fight here. So right, you're going to see some nice damage. We're landing these passive incinerates and that sort of thing. They're just ticking down because we have a refined magma form, and then the synergy with Immortal Abomination. I think I mentioned, if I didn't there, like I said, ain't 100% makes them poison immune, so we can just totally hit in all the various things that would normally be causing us a problem because of the hazard shift. We're actually are powering us up, and if I'm really on my game here, which I don't know if I was, I would do a medium, light, medium, but I might even get the chance to do it. Yeah, I didn't even get a chance to do it. I'm at 95% health, so it doesn't matter if I don't trigger a little bit of a heal. And I love Absorbing Man. I'm going to take him in on an Acropolis run there. That's part of why I ascended him in particular. Plus, I love using him in Battlegrounds, and my boy DLL designed him. Have I mentioned that before? I might have mentioned it. Let me know in the comments. Have I mentioned that I'm friends with Daddy Longlegs and how proud I am of him? All right, so moving on. This is part of why I am not saying, I want to make this clear. I am not saying that Iron Man is a perfect substitute for Nimrod. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, as this game continues to evolve, and as I think Nimrod probably never come as a 7-star, I think Iron Man is a phenomenal replacement, and he can actually do other things that Nimrod couldn't. Right? Like, I was the first one saying Nimrod is the tech Human Torch, because anytime there was healing or prowess, which is common in mutants, right? Human Torch does really well against mystics, but anytime there was energy damage, well, at that time we were seeing healing and prowess all over the place, and Kabam finally was just like, we've had enough. We've had enough. Right. And so when there's this, like, when you nullify or whatever, a prowess effect, bad things are going to happen in a power game. Plus, if you shock the opponent when this happens, well, they literally might have said, the note should have been called, don't use Nimrod. Okay. And that's totally cool. I respect that. I think that's fine. Right. You design something and you're like, whoa, that was more powerful than we intended. I prefer they kind of nerf it that way. But here you go. This is another problematic mutant defender. And oh, by the way, Iron Man can block unblockable attacks for mutants. It's beautiful. This is what I'm talking about. Like, he's very well designed to beat up these mutants, to help you counter. You still have to play well. You can't play like, you're an insane person. You'll be fine. Look, I triggered that a little early. I should have probably waited, but it's cool. We got to the 12. So armor ups, we now have triggered the arc reactor. Every time we parry a special, we get them pause our armor ups, which, as we talked about, increases our attack rating. We're throwing our SP1, and this kitty doesn't have a huge health pool. So again, like, no part of me ever wants to like pull the wool over your eyes. I'm just all about showing you guys, this is what I'm seeing. War is often a great place to see this, because people spend time making the fights as difficult as possible, putting the best possible defender on the toughest possible node, creating the toughest possible fight for you. And so you can take that and you can do your Necropolis, you can do your Battlegrounds, you can take whatever, you can do your EQ, what have you. This is part of why I love War, and why I like doing War videos. So now here we have another very tough mutant defender in Havok, right? He can go unblockable. He's got the plasma buildup. Nimrod actually didn't struggle horribly against him, but it wasn't one of Nimrod's easiest fights because of the energy damage. And then, of course, Havok has that energy resistance. And remember, Nimrod typically wasn't very good against Bishop either, because of all the energy damage and things going on. So now here we are. We've taken Bishop, we've taken Kitty Pryde, and now we're going to take this Havok, and it's going to be simple, right? We don't even have to worry about the node potentially making Havok go unblockable, which I think was part of it, if I remember correctly. We don't have to worry about Havok going unblockable. The biggest skill ask, in my opinion, for Iron Man, one of the reasons why I was initially a little wary of him, is that it is very helpful if you can parry these special attacks, but it's something I've actually gotten pretty used to relatively quick. It's a skill asset I never even tried to do with Guardian, but I think I'm doing it so much, and I'm seeing the value of it so much now, like with Kushala as well. And I'm very comfortable. Look, he's totally unblockable. We parry it. It's a pretty easy special to parry. Trust me, you can do it. And we've now paused our armor ups, which is giving us even more attack rating, and we're able to accumulate them, get our attack rating up higher, and then we'll get these armor breaks. I think in my rank 5 Iron Man video I showed him in Battlegrounds. If I haven't, I'll get it out soon. I mean, you can even take Mephistos with him, and you can get up to like those 6 armor breaks. If you're expecting to despair, helps you out with the healing as well. He honestly is a phenomenal champion. I see people pulling him as a 7-star and being very upset about it. And I get it. Like, there's the whole, like, what you wanted. And if that's not what you wanted, I can understand that that's upsetting. So I'm not trying to take that away from you. What I am saying is when you've settled in a little bit, and you're over the disappointment, much like I did with my Necropolis opening, when you're ready to really think about it, Iron Man's phenomenal. And I think you rank him up as a 7-star, and you're going to be A-okay without the signature ability. And then as time goes on and you're facing more and more 7-star rank 2s and rank 3s, you're going to probably pull him and get his signature ability going too, which is really great for him. So here we are. So at that point in the war, Savage Squad was winning significantly because KenOB hadn't even started yet. So of course that makes sense. And because I'm filming this quite a bit later, because we skipped ahead to the higher war, I know how this result turned out. KenOB played phenomenally. They're very, very good. So congratulations to Ender, Recharge, Mace Windu, and Jose Gabriel. I did a Spanish pronunciation there, and I think that's probably okay. I see the accent over the E. And then, of course, phenomenal job. Thank you and congratulations to our MVPs on our side with Eris, MU8s, T. Jarvis, and I think you know Mana Nagase as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at the season stats. All right, after that war, SSX was Masters and in 4th place, right? We then have gone on and had another war, and we're starting another one today as this video goes out. On the war, I had 30 kills with 1 death, coming off that that loss to the Maestro boss there. Luckily, we got to avenge that. You should check out that next video if you haven't seen it. 9 total champions came in, 0 boss kills at that point, 0 defender kills, and a current streak of only 4 coming off that loss. And again, the one thing I just really want to point out is how much I'm using Iron Man and using him because he's very, very good. I think him in longer form or in like medium long form, I think you're going to see him really opened up, or in just like slightly larger health pools where someone's able to get multiple armor breaks. You get some of those bigger yellow numbers, but even those are going to be off combos. He's phenomenal. He's tanky. He's even got a heal. I'm going to continue to try to get out videos on him when I can use him because I just believe he's that good, and you'll continue to see him very, very highly ranked in my various tier lists. Let me know. Let me know if you're like, dude, I already knew this about Iron Man, or if you're like, you know what, this opened up my eyes a little bit, or if you're like, you crazy. I like you, but you crazy. Iron Man ain't that good. I would love to hear it all. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.